In our previous tutorial, so far we have learned about how to add our own style sheet into our project, into the Materialize CSS that we have created so far. Now in this tutorial, we are going to know about some helper classes. Those are required in an order to provide some extra facilities, to provide some extra properties in a quick hand manner as defined into Materialize. So let's hop in. But before proceeding, I would like to ask you to subscribe and definitely press that bell icon in order to stay connected. Now in this part, the first thing that we are going to know in our helper classes is about alignment of the texts, those we have created so far. In our previous tutorial, we had created a stylesheet.css where we had created a custom height attribute with a height property of 200 pixels. Now in this particular case, if we get back to our project, we can see that so far this was the outcome. There are three possible grid structures over here, each of it having a span of 4 columns each. Now in this part, all we are going to do in the very first case, we are getting back to index.html, and here the very first thing we are creating so we have created some h4 tags, and inside this h4 tags we have written something, we have documented something. And if we now get back to our project and reload, and now we can see that everything is in order, is in its proper shape. Now we can see on the other hand that by default all those alignments, those are practically left aligned. That means if we do not mention anything about the alignment, then all those tags or everything those we use inside this particular grid structures, all of them should be aligned into the extreme left position. But what if we want to have some kind of right alignment or central alignment that we wish to provide over here? Then in that case there are some quick classes, those have been defined in Materialize CSS, and if we use for say a right alignment, then all we need to do, we need to provide here this particular class of right align. That means for this middle block we are providing a right alignment to our text. This is Materialize, and this text, this header tag, actually it should be aligned into the extreme right position. So if we press Ctrl S and get back to our project and reload, and we can see that it is practically now right aligned. For say we are nullifying this one to understand it better. Now reload, and we can see that this is the right alignment. In the similar fashion, if we get back to in the last block element that we have created so far, and if we put here this particular class of center align, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that there is a central alignment of the content inside this particular block or element. Now if we just press F12, then this code inspector panel will be activated. Now let's select all those individual texts inside. If we select the first one, we can see that in practicality there's nothing mentioned about the alignment here. So the default alignment is been established in case of the first block that has been created here. It is practically aligning itself into the extreme left position due to the default property of the HTML browser here. But if we select this middle one, this middle box, and now if we get back to the code inspector panel into the extreme right panel, we can see that there is a right alignment class over here. There it goes. This is the right alignment class that we have created, and it says about the alignment as the text align right. That means anything that comes within this class, any contents, those will be always be shifted into the extreme right alignment, and that is what is been exactly depicted over here. In the similar fashion, if we select this responsive structure, that means the last block in this particular row, there it goes. And if we move up into this code inspector panel, we can see, there it goes. This is the dot center align class that has been used over here. This is the center align class, and it is telling us that the text alignment should be always aligned itself into the central position, and this is what is been exactly depicted over here. So all those classes are practically being defined into Materialize, and in case of any kind of alignment you may use these quick classes. So here are some quick classes. Those can be used in case of text alignment of the content that you have created inside this Materialize CSS.